I would like to talk to you today about something very close to my heart, and that is personal projects. And I think that personal projects are incredibly important. They're incredibly important for a couple of reasons. The first reason is this: is when you run a photographic business, you run a photographic business. That is a business of photography. And that means that what you're doing is about 5, 10, 15% photography, and the rest of it is running a business. The rest of it is doing the books, building cash flow forecasts, dealing with clients, dealing with suppliers, creating social media content, editing, cleaning the toilets, and all the other stuff that you've got to do that is not involved with actually taking pictures. And that can be soul destroying for somebody who loves photography and has got into it for photography, but actually has ended up being a business owner. So to get out and photograph something that you actually love photographing, and it means something to you, and it keeps your creative spirit alive, and it just makes you love photography again, it's such an important thing. Now, that could be the topic could be anything. Now, I'm a portrait photographer, so I've tended to go with portrait subjects, but I have done different stuff as well, which I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about. Now, the first one I did was back in the mid-90s, and that was called TASK, to Aid Sick Kids, which was the Royal Hospital for Sick Kids in Edinburgh, and it was called Expressions of Scotland. And how I got in through the back door here was I went to the board, and I said to them, look, I will photograph all these Scottish celebrities if you send them a letter and ask them from the Royal Hospital for Sick Kids if they would consent to sit for moi, Kenny Martin. And we ended up photographing, I think, 66 very famous Scottish people over the period of probably a year or so. I was going to their houses. We had everything from bankers to sports personalities, to comedians, to television personalities, musicians, politicians, all sorts of stuff in there. It was the most incredible exhibition we put on, and all the proceeds went to the sick kids, and it was fantastic. And that was a brilliant personal project. I've run another couple as well. I did one called Portrait of a Hospital, and the Portrait of a Hospital was brilliant because what that was the hospital in a local area, which is called the Borders General Hospital, had its 10th anniversary, but it was also the 50th anniversary of the National Health Service. So what I did was I went in and I photographed 50 members of staff, and that was brilliant. So we just went around the hospital. We got a list of the 50 people we're photographing, but the main thing was it was all behind the scenes stuff. So it was all things like the people who do the uniforms, the cleaners, the telephonists, the people who work, the electricians, the stuff that you don't see happening in the mortuary person, stuff that you don't see happening in the hospital, but in fact is vitally important to the running of the hospital. And again, that exhibition went up and it ran for about a year or so in the hospital. It got great press. It was brilliant for me. I didn't have any editors or anything like that hassling me about, what the content should be. This was my baby, which was absolutely fantastic. Since then, my daughter and I, Natalie, have jointly photographed Heroes of the National Health, and that was just last year. And we had Natalie shot half of them and I shot half of them, and again that was a big presentation, and the pictures are still up in the Borders General Hospital as we speak, and that was a great little thing, and we did that literally probably over a week. We photographed them all, which was great. The other one I've done, and you're going to wonder what I'm talking about here, but I did one called Gutter Bloods and Story Fits. And a gutter blood and a story fit is somebody from my hometown of Peebles in the Scottish borders. And a gutter blood is somebody who was born within the walls of Peebles town. And a story fit is an incomer, somebody who perhaps in the next 50 years may be accepted into the community. And what we did is I did a portrait every single month, and I went to the local magazine and I said to them, would you do an interview, and you could publish a picture, no charge, every month in the magazine, and it would come with an interview, and it was called People's or People's Faces. I can't remember what it was called. People's Portraits, that's what it was called. And then that was the most popular thing in the magazine. People used to rush to that every time they picked up the magazine, and so that was brilliant. Now, I also work on my hipstamatic work all the time. By the way, I photographed over 100 of these people in Peebles, and it was incredibly important for my business as well, because I actually managed to talk to people who I never even knew existed in Peebles. So as a networking thing, as well as being a brilliant thing for building my portfolio, it was just absolutely brilliant. So I've got my hipstamatic stuff, and my hipstamatic stuff is really my personal joy. That's when I go out with my iPhone using the Hipstamatic app and taking pictures that just kind of sing and just kind of talk to my soul and just make me feel great. So my hipstamatic stuff is when I go on holiday now, that's all I take. I've done books full of hipstamatic pictures of Venice and Berlin, and I've got loads and loads and loads of stuff shot in the hipstamatic, and it's a wonderful, wonderful piece of kit. I think it's about £3 or £4 on the iPhone. It's cheap as chips, but it's brilliant. So all the time, guys, I'm out there photographing for myself as well as for my business. My business is business stuff. The stuff I do for myself is for myself, but it hasn't half helped me make an impact, help the local community, build up my portfolio and all these things. Hey, listen, please have a wee think about it. Have a wee think about getting out there and doing something. Just for your own soul, for your own sanity. I've been Kenny Martin. I'm the Studio Doctor. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and make a comment if you wish. And if you would sign up for my free Studio Doctor business community using the link below, it's totally free. You'll get a little gift, which is called Profitable Portraits, straight into your inbox. And I would really appreciate that. I've been Kenny Martin. We'll see you in the next one. Bye just now.